This is about America. It's really about America. And, you know, we cannot, all of a sudden, there's no conversation about Supreme Court justices. Listen, this is about America. Do we believe, which we have to, because we've seen it, do we believe that President Obama has fundamentally changed America? He's fundamentally changed the economy of America. Never before have we seen 7 years of no growth. Never in the history of the nation. And he's fundamentally changed the way the economy functions and works. And that's only going to get worse under a Clinton. It's just going to be in, 4 more years of what we already have. But what Hillary Clinton's going to bring is a fundamentally changed America that is going to be irreversible. It's going to be irreversible. I wrote in an article, I think it was the article that was in LifeZette this week, that as hard as Margaret Thatcher tried, brilliant prime minister, a staunch conservative, she could not push back socialism altogether. And the answer as to why that was is very simple. We need to understand in America, folks, we need to understand this, that once we have 50% of the voting bloc plus one person, in other words, we have a majority of the voting bloc dependent upon government. By the way, we're over 48% there. We're doomed. Because as Margaret Thatcher found out, as we will find out, not this presidential election, but the next one, if Hillary Clinton gets in, what we will find out that no one is going to vote themselves out of the very thing that's sustaining them. There's not going to be any real elections to speak of. The Democrats know that, the progressives know that, and they will continue to, this is about, when we think about illegal immigration, when we think about immigration in general, it's not about immigration. It's about voters. It's about increasing the voter bloc. When we think about free college tuition, you think that's about wanting to help American young people? It's got nothing to do with that. It's about increasing the voting bloc. When we think about the divisive tactics of Black Lives Matter and the support to all of that, when we think about that, do we think that's about Black Lives Matter? If you think that Black Lives Matter to Democrats, have you done a little research about what the Congressional Black Caucus has done for the black community? Come on, really? It's not about that. It's about shoring up a voter base. This is about a bloc of voters that is going to permanently change America. That's what we are handing off to our grandchildren and children if you do not vote. That's what you're handing off. Are you okay with that? You know, I said to somebody last week, I've said this many times, and I think I've said it on the air. They were talking about the independent candidates. They were thinking about the Never Trump movement, which is, again, good for comic relief. But these are the establishment of Washington. You don't believe that these Never Trump people, these Republicans, don't know that their life is going to fundamentally change if their royal elitist status is threatened? Of course they know that. And if they want to be there, if they want to do that, that's fine. If the independent candidates that were once Republicans want to run, that's fine. We can't stop that. It's the way it is. I just have a problem that if in the same sentence they do these things, that they would dare to refer to themselves as good Americans. I don't care how long you've served the country. That's all for nothing if you are supporting Hillary Clinton, and that's what you're doing. So don't say that you're a patriot or you care about America. That's all. Just don't say that. And last time I said this, I got a bunch of emails from listeners that they're never listening again, and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But I'm just speaking the truth. You can rationalize it any way you want, but the fact of the matter is, you, like I, wish that there was someone else carrying the torch for the Republican Party than Donald Trump. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. The difference between you and I is that this is what we have. And at all cost, we cannot let Hillary Clinton in there, at all cost. And for those of you that are unwilling to stand up and say, I'm voting for Trump, I'm okay with that too. If you don't have the conviction or the strength to do that because you're embarrassed, that's fine. But for those of you that are sitting home and not going to vote, shame on you. And I would suspect that most of you will be the first ones to complain 3 years ago and worry about your grandchildren and children on what you've left. And remember, it's going to be on your head. The Never Trump movement's going to be on their shoulders. As far as I'm concerned, they will go down in history as part of the problem and why we got where we got 10 years from now.